Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Passively Offside. My name is Taylor. As always, I am your hostess with the mostest. I actually decided to say that today.
That was
Hostess
good.
with the most.
I decided to say that today.
Wow.
Sorry.
I don't know about the mostest, but mostest is definitely sure.
Yeah.
I'm your producer. Get out.
Yeah.
With me, as always, in the studio is Boris, Splenda, and Nephi. We are Passively Offside, and we're going to have a fun night.
Yep.
And our first order of business,
Yes.
before we do anything else, before I hand it over to Splenda for a special announcement, our biggest news and our biggest thing that's happening.
Uh-oh.
2014.
Not that one.
Beard Watch.
Beard Watch
that.
2014.
Drink to that?
Why? Why did you have to choose
I
that
don't know.
picture? Why that one?
Because he chose the one where I have Fu Manchu.
Oh,
the
that's
other one.
true, I guess.
Yeah.
Oops. This one?
That
Yes.
Yes, Beard Watch 2014.
Oh,
and this is a
man.
Snapchat Splenda sent me months
one?
ago.
Oh god, it was so long ago.
I was going to use, I was thinking of a different one, but then I found this one on my computer.
It is now currently week 25, and we are at.
Not much.
I feel like I have enough beard for, me and Nephi have enough
Yeah,
beard
yeah.
for Splenda.
Share the
That's
wealth.
fine.
I could probably make you exactly a Taylor spot right now.
As weird as that looked,
Yeah.
Taylor did that with Nat Borchers.
Oh my
on
God.
Yeah.
Oh, I should get
Best
that. I have that
Oh, you
picture.
have that picture.
I'm not going to get it up right now.
Yeah.
Nat Borchers looked very uncomfortable.
No, he was not uncomfortable. He was something else.
We're not gonna go into that.
He was
right
something
now.
completely different.
Yes.
He did invite us
anyway.
to one of those after parties.
Yeah,
I know,
he
but
did,
it was
but-
late.
It was way late. We
All
were
right.
too tired.
Getting into things, we've changed our camera because the DSLR thing didn't work.
Yeah.
Obviously, the quality is absolutely garbage, but this is what we have right now. We're going to update it.
Yeah.
We'll update it. We're going to get a nicer camera
We'll
to be able
figure
to
it
do this. The previous way we did it was we had Nephi's computer
Laptop.
up there, and it worked, but with two computers on the network and trying to talk to each other, there was a lot of issues with that.
Mhm.
The DSLR,
There we go.
thing, I basically had to use a
Third party.
third-party
Software.
screen sharing
Mhm.
software to take an image of it on my desktop and put it through Google, and Google hated that. So
Yeah.
this is where we are for right now. You can at least see us talking.
Might have to try a GoPro next time.
It's going to be the same thing.
Interesting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'll look into it a little bit more.
Yep.
Anyway, Splenda, you have a special
Yeah.
announcement?
Yeah, it's my mom's birthday today.
Happy
So,
birthday,
happy
Mom.
birthday, Mom. I don't know if she's watching.
She's
right
not
now.
going to watch.
Well, she's on her way back from a business trip right now. So she probably just landed at the airport right as we're going.
Make
right
sure she watches later.
I will.
Okay.
I told her to watch. It would be a special show.
Otherwise, she doesn't love you.
I know.
Which, you know.
Wait,
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Moving on to our next order of business, we are just as far along in the treble as Seattle.
Yep. Get that to stay.
Yeah.
First try. You can't see it. You can't. The lighting
Get
is
some
so
contrast
bad.
on that.
We've got a trophy.
I'm just
put-
going to play
yes.
with this for a minute. And,
Yeah.
oh, look at all these.
Wow.
Look at how
Wow.
bad all this is.
Wow.
I can smooth it.
We
We
can
can go
ins-
black and white.
We can
Ooh.
Instagram the heck
Yeah,
out of our
let's
show.
look
right
at
now.
this.
there we go. Oh, it's like a lover's moment.
Kiss cam.
Kiss
No,
cam.
this is
Hashtag
awful.
PO kiss cam.
Look
Oh,
at it
no.
on Brighton.
Yeah,
Ew.
no.
We're just messing. I don't know if
No.
everyone can see this at home because I'm not selecting it, but
Hopefully we don't.
Yeah.
this one's the worst. What is this?
Ugh.
Heavy filter for life.
Yeah.
Smooth. Is smooth better than original?
No.
No.
No,
It's all bad.
So bad.
It's all bad. Again,
Ugh.
I'm sorry. We're going to try to fix that as soon as
Mhm.
possible. Anyway, let's move on. Boris, can you give us our of the weeks and our scores, please?
Yes, I can. Goal of the week was a tough one this week. If any of you have seen any of the goals that went in, Diego Valeri. Are you kidding me?
Wait,
Pulling
dude,
that off.
who voted for this guy?
Oh, me and Boris.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not a good.
I've been slacking.
Did you watch
Yeah,
that?
did you?
Yeah, I watched all of them.
Yeah. Well, Diego
That
Valeri
hurt.
is an honorable mention because our winner is Jose Mari from the Colorado Rapids.
Boo, I vote no.
As much as you guys boo it, that thing
Dude,
broke
Valeri.
physics. That
Valeri.
thing broke
S
physics.
curve.
Yeah.
All right.
It was almost okay. I don't want to put it that high up there, but it was kind of Roberto Carlos-ish because he did crack that with his left foot, and it did go inward.
I thought it was right. But
You know that
anyway.
shot that you were like, how do you get to bend? That was that shot with the left foot.
Exactly.
I know how to do it. I'm just awful at it.
Yeah, it's a hard
he
shot,
pulled it
and he
off in
made
a
it.
Major League Soccer game against
From
ours.
30 yards away.
Hey,
so-
okay, fine.
Against
Whatever.
the wall.
Our save of the week is going up to Luis Robles from Energy Drink FC. Luis Robles actually.
Is that because we're not going to really do that? I just noticed that's in the notes. That's phenomenal.
No, so save of the week on that. Marco Papa brings it up on his left foot, deflected shot. He saves it, and basically Joe Nasco's it, puts it up in the middle of the air in front of Clint Dempsey. Clint Dempsey snap down headers it,
Snap that head up.
and Luis Robles has enough time, I guess, to get over to that side and still swat it away.
Yeah.
Save of the week for Luis Suarez.
Very good.
Luis Robles.
Suarez.
Luis Suarez.
Took a bite out of that one.
Oh, no.
So bad.
Oh, no. Speaking of Suarez, he played in a U19 game against Indonesia.
There, now you can kind of see it. It's just super, super blurry.
Anyway.
Our player of the week's going over again to another Energy Drink FC player, Bradley Wright Phillips.
Is it Monster? Is it Monster FC?
I think it's Monster FC.
Totally Monster FC.
What about 5 hour
What about
interview,
Nos?
see?
Could be Nos
I
FC?
think it's an Oz. The only reason we're going to go ahead and do that, he hit another hat trick,
Yeah.
and he did it against
This
Seattle.
is hot. I don't want
Yeah.
to.
So,
That's fun.
so Bradley Wright Phillips, getting really, really close to Roy Lassiter's scoring.
How many times has he been our player of the week?
Probably
Times he
three.
had a hat trick.
Exactly. He is at 22 goals, and the record's
Wow.
27.
Wow.
Interesting fact about his goal record: his first 7 games, he only had 1
Yeah.
of this
He
season.
came out of nowhere. Well, not
It's
really
called having DT being able to get you all those amazing passes.
Yeah.
So
He came to drink milk and score goals, and he just
Yeah.
ran out there.
Yeah. Probably.
shame of the week is going over to that Rio Cocker Coker.
Real
Did you say
quick.
Cocker?
It's the Rio Coker Jacobson fight. Jackson
Jackson
fight with.
Slap fight.
It was there was an
It was-
open-handed
okay,
slap
well,
on
no,
there. It was
honestly,
ridiculous.
I wouldn't blame this on Rio Coker. I mean, he did have kind of a little bump on Jackson. Jackson fell down, but the play was over. Ball comes back over to Rio Coker, and Jackson 2-footed tackles him. Coker stands up and tells him, hey,
Gives him the
WTF.
what for.
exactly.
Gives
Well,
him the what?
this is in the 90th minute.
That was a double red, wasn't
It
it?
was a double red.
Yeah.
Toronto, you
Both
need
guys
your
Jackson.
players. You're going into a stretch to try to stay in the playoffs. Oh my,
About to
whatever.
try to get into it.
Uh,
Exactly.
Yeah, they're fighting for playoff position.
When it comes
right now.
to our scores, we're at a 238 now. That's 25 weeks in for us, 28 for MLS. So we started a little bit late. Taylor's at 89, Nephi's at 93, Splenda's bringing up the rear at 85, and I'm still in the lead with 97.
Chipping away.
So I don't think these guys are going to catch up at all. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
This week's gonna be
I
the
think you're
one.
so freaking cool over there.
I'm just really good at what I do.
Let's go to the news. There's only one piece of news that really matters this week, and that's that Jose Altidore finally scored.
And they
Jose.
still lost.
They still lost. Jose Altidore finally scores after a 29-game drought, and they still lost.
Another part of interesting news, though, Joe Zhao made his debut with Borussia Dortmund. Played a lot for Dortmund, too. Now is on the first team. That's an American, guys. I
And-
love that.
Yeah.
Really quick on that, it wasn't in some crappy game. It was actually a league game.
Yep.
He actually
Cool.
made an impact, and so congrats.
Good. I don't even
job.
watch Bundesliga.
Okay.
Do you even watch Bundesliga, bro?
It's been one of those days.
It really has.
As always, in the middle of our show, this I like how I do this so early
It's like the
between
first
news.
third
It's
of
the
the show.
first third of
Yeah.
the show. Remember to join us on Facebook at facebook.com/passively-offside, on Twitter at @passively_off, or email us at passively-offside@gmail.com. We may read your comments on air. Let's have a discussion about things.
Okay.
Cool.
Was that good?
Yeah,
it sounds good to me.
That sounds like you're reading the terms and conditions.
I could do
Just
that.
like breezing right through. Like
Side effects of watching our show.
Let's not go there.
Let's not
It
do
could be
that.
bad. Alcoholism's up there.
Oh.
Oh. All right. CCL. This is kind of big because we're getting a little more into it. Things are actually happening. Montreal advances. which is
Yeah.
okay.
Okay,
What
other team advanced?
Let me get to that. We're going to talk about this in just a second. The team, how it sits right now: Montreal advances, DC advances, New York Red Bulls, or I'm
Eliminated.
sorry,
The Energy Drink
the
FC.
Energy Drink FC
Energy drink
are
FC.
eliminated by
Montreal Impact.
Montreal Impact, the worst team in the MLS. Portland and Sporting Kansas City are waiting on their last game.
So I think Montreal just, as soon as they hit like midpoint of the season, realized they were sitting at the bottom of the table, just put all their energy as soon as they got into Champions
But
League.
they're still there.
They're at the bottom. I think they just pulled their starting 11 and put them all in the Champions League.
1-0. Such a good.
Well, and New York
Oh,
doesn't
man.
care about champions.
Montreal beat San Jose 2-0, by the way.
Mhm.
I didn't realize
Yeah,
that because
yeah.
I don't watch those teams. Because it's Montreal and San Jose.
It was another Ignacio Piatti show.
Yeah.
Jeez, Montreal.
Yeah. Cool thing about this whole thing, though, when we first had one of our first podcasts, we talked about CCL because one of our other co-anchors, co-hosts,
Analysts.
co-analysts. It's a really big deal for him, and
Yep.
and we actually really we got into this a lot, and we kind of laughed at the fact that DC and Montreal made it, and they're the first two teams in the MLS to qualify.
Well, in the defense of Portland and Sporting, they have their games are later.
well,
But
that's
still.
true. They're all on 3 games played.
Yep.
They're on their last one that they need to play. Portland has to win or draw to advance.
Yep.
SKC cannot lose by 4 goals or more, and they advance.
Who are they playing?
Saprissa. They're going against
they're
Saprissa
going-
in Saprissa.
Ooh.
Yeah,
So-
that's gonna make it harder.
So they just have to not lose by 4. Which playing in Saprissa, many of MLS teams have gone down there and not fared very well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, this doesn't want to show me when it's happening.
Go to the next
gonna
week.
be-
Maybe
is it
the
the
next
week
week.
after?
Yeah.
It's gonna be
but
a while.
CCL wise, the MLS is doing a good showing.
This is
Um,
one of our better years.
Yeah.
Leon, big Mexican team, they're by champions. They won the Apertura and Clausura last year. That's how they qualified for CCL. They're eliminated. They got eliminated by Herediano from Honduras. So
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
Herediano, the team that got pulled in because of roster changes.
Yeah.
They some small little team played a player that they couldn't play. They got eliminated. Herediano got pulled in. They eliminated Club Leon from CCL, and Herediano it's at the bottom of the Costa Rican table right now.
Speaking of MLS teams in CCL, the next game's coming up, the 21st, DC United versus Taro.
In October.
Which doesn't
In
matter.
October,
Which
because it's the 25th, though.
Oh yeah.
You'd probably,
October 21st. Yeah,
October
no
21st.
games for a while. No
Yeah.
games for a
You'd
while.
probably-
The next one's actually tonight, starting in a little bit.
Wow. So some of these teams actually could be eliminated from. Wait, when does playoff start?
Hey, is that live right there? The Comunicaciones game,
Yes, it is.
second
Second half.
half.
1-0.
It's my team in Guatemala.
Congrats.
And Club America put 10 against Bayamon.
But it's no athletic club.
Oh,
Athletic Club is best club.
Athletic Club.
All right,
That's fun.
MLS in the CCL,
Wow.
DC United versus Taro on October 21st, and I just clicked on that, so I lost everything. Portland versus Olympia,
Same day.
same day.
Yep.
Montreal versus the Red Bulls,
Energy Drink
which-
FC.
Energy Drink FC on the 22nd,
Hashtag energy
and
drink
same
FC.
day on the 23rd, Saprissa versus Sporting, again at Saprissa.
Cool.
Nice.
So some games to watch.
In a month.
This is the most we've really talked about CCL.
I like that Montreal and Energy Drink FC are playing each other again
Yeah, with
Yep.
with it not really mattering.
at Energy Drink FC too.
Yep.
You know, New York has to slaughter that game too,
But
just to say.
But it still doesn't matter. They still don't
I bet
advance.
it's both
It's
reserves.
It's pride.
you know, I think that's a
That's a reserve
Because
game. That's a reserve league game.
Well, October
October
22nd.
22nd. We're going to get into playoffs for MLS.
Yep.
And
That's when the
you know,
that's when the
again,
number 5
that's
like the playing game is.
yeah.
So
And
the
that-
next one will be for another couple of weeks.
New York's going to be the only one that has a shot at making the playoffs out of those two. So Montreal's just going to be like,
New York has Sporting at Sporting 4 days later. So
Yeah, that's a reserve league game.
yeah,
Yep,
absolutely.
absolutely.
You gotta rest up your peeps.
Mhm.
And
Those peeps.
that actually is the last day of games, and that will be the last game in regular season. Sporting versus New York at Sporting. As the last game of regular season.
That makes that's making it tough for that Eastern Conference.
Yep.
Seeing as
Conference
it is a 10-point
ridiculous.
difference. 10-point difference between first in the East and second below the line.
DC United sits at 48 points.
Mhm.
Sporting Kansas City at 45. Revolution at 42. Energy Drink FC, which is the New York Red Bulls, in case you needed to know, is at
They don't need to
41.
know.
And Columbus Crew is at 40. Philadelphia Union coming up under the line at 38, followed by Toronto at 37. So definitely a fight for that fifth place.
Yeah.
Definitely a fight. Even fourth place and third place. The top two are the only ones that are pulling away.
Anyone
they're not
loses,
down.
anyone loses 2 to 3 games there, it's done.
They're done. Yep. I would also like to point out that the first place team in the East is the fourth place team in MLS.
It's so awesome.
It's bad to the point that the first place and second place team in the East, if they lose out, they're out of the playoffs.
Have not clinched yet. In fact, the only two teams that have clinched are Seattle and LA, both at 54 points with 29 games played. Seattle still sits atop of the Supporters Shield race
On games won.
Yes.
on games won, but they are now no games in hand. They have to play again this week. LA also plays this week. Real Salt Lake plays this week.
Real Salt Lake can clinch this week.
Just about to say that.
Yep.
Thank you,
You
boys.
can
Just
gotta-
be assertive.
I was not wanting to talk over anybody.
They need a-
Thank
they need
you.
They need a
result.
tie. No, they just need a tie, and we.
Which is
Winner draw.
They need a win.
Winner,
Well,
winner
okay.
draw.
But what I'm saying is they need a
Let's
tie.
homer up
clinch.
for a second.
Oh, we're
Let's
homering
homer
up?
up for a
Alright.
second.
All right,
Real
where's
Salt
my-
Lake needs a win.
We need to win.
Oh yeah.
He said we. I wasn't going.
You
that
wanted
far.
to
I
homer
wasn't
up.
going that
You
far.
said
I wasn't
homer
going
up.
that far.
All right.
All right, Supporters Shield race, as we said, Seattle Sounders are at 54 points at the top, followed by LA Galaxy, tied at 54 points, but with only 15 games won instead of 17. So if both Seattle and LA win,
What's the goal difference though?
goal differential is a lot.
Yeah, LA's got them on
LA's
goal
at
differential.
28 and Seattle is at 9. This is
Yeah.
going to come down to if this becomes the home and away series.
You know
That's what
what's
it's going to come down to, anyways.
Well, you know what's great is you've got Seattle versus LA twice coming
In
up,
4 days.
which is exactly what you're talking about. But I want to
It's
explain.
like-
it. It's going to be so good.
Yeah. Honestly, though,
We need draws.
We were just
We need draws.
talking. We were just
Who's
talking.
we?
You already did it. I didn't do it.
We were talking in our little chat that we have.
We're so cute.
That we are. Honestly, LA and Seattle have a tough road.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Comparatively to Real Salt Lake,
Real
They
Salt
are-
Lake gets to play Chivas twice.
Yeah.
And San Jose.
And San Jose.
But San Jose's been coming up quick.
Chivas and San Jose have both beaten us this year.
Yes.
And I'm saying us
Well,
as I'm
yeah.
fine with that one.
Mhm.
Real
And
Salt Lake has lost to both
we
of
still
those
have to
teams.
play Portland in Portland.
Oh, I
Two-
want to go to that game.
2
It's gonna
points.
be a hard game because they're coming up.
2 points about the Chivas loss. It was middle of the World Cup. It was our first game back from the World Cup break.
We had
Mickey
no one.
and Kyle, everybody was out.
Sabo.
Mulholland gets the red card.
Mulholland gets
got
a
a
red
red,
card.
yes.
Yes.
And Kubo Torres was in his
Prime.
prime of the season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they still had Boca Negra captaining the back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with San Jose, just played like crap.
Yep, absolutely.
Just didn't show up.
They
to
still
play.
they still
Didn't
had a
strap
Bash
on our
brother.
boots. That's true.
That's
that's true.
true.
It's a new
Mhm.
field too.
Yeah.
With stupid goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They played that at Levi Stadium.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was the game we lost was at Levi Stadium, and they had stupid curve back goals instead of
High
straight
school
edge.
goals.
Yeah, they were high school goals.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when you play on an NFL stadium. So
Good point.
Yeah, first game played there. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Wow, we're off track.
Mhm.
not that bad.
Let's talk about the draft, the priority draft results. New York FC, NYFC, is the first on the allocation and DP ranking.
Cool.
Pretty good, right?
Yes.
Right. Christ does good there. Orlando has the first pick for the expansion draft, MLS Super Draft, and the USL/NASL priority pick.
And that's where I'd like to say that Jason Christ did a big boo boo.
On what part?
on picking up DP ranking instead of either the MLS Super Draft or USL Priority?
No, because Christ is just going to throw money at the problem.
No, and it actually was
Every
during
New
the
York
draft.
team.
During the
Play
draft, all the
Play better. Play better.
during
Stop playing so badly.
during the draft, all the analysts were saying the exact same thing because it looked like Jason Kreis didn't know what he was doing when he picked a couple of his picks. Now, granted, they do already have Frank Lampard, who is got 3 goals for Man City and one of them against Chelsea. Sob.
Oh, that was a beautiful thing.
But it was Man City. I hate Man City.
Most people should know. Most
Both
people
of the Manchesters suck.
Most
Yeah, I
people,
hate
most
Chelsea
people,
more.
most people should know that I cheer for ABC, which means anybody but Chelsea.
Yeah, hey, Robert. Hey, no Chelsea.
No Chelsea.
No Chelsea.
But
even
he
know
does
who
have. He has Frank
Chelsea is.
Lampard. He has David Villa.
Yep.
He's already he has Andrew Jacobson, who played in the Swedish Cup final, the Norwegian final, Molde versus.
Okay.
Can't remember.
Real
the other
quick
name.
though, what does it exactly mean to be top in the DP order?
So
If
I was just gonna say, if a designated player falls into someone signs a contract as a designated player, they're the number 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
So allocation would be like a U.S. player coming back, unless more money's being thrown at you, kind of like the Jermaine Jones saga.
well, Jermaine Jones didn't
Blind
fall
draw.
into that. He didn't fall into the allocation order for some
that
reason.
happened into Commandante Garber doing whatever he wanted to do.
Envelope this one.
Yeah, exactly. So allocation is a very good one in case, any returning players. That would be something great. DP ranking, they already got 2.
So, well, here's the thing though. I think they got out better.
In my opinion, Orlando did. Orlando's got the first
This
expansion
is
draft.
Jason Kreis we're talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Orlando's got the first expansion draft and the first super draft.
I like
And
that.
they have
I like-
priority
Here's the
with
deal though.
NASL.
First
big deal.
expansion draft, there's 2 teams. There's 19 teams. I almost said 20. There's 19 teams. Is there really just going to be one player that they're both going to be fighting over? I
No.
highly doubt it.
You're
So,
gonna pick a winner no matter
Honestly,
what
it's
happens.
gonna be like the Montreal expansion draft, where someone gets sent out there that they don't get protected. The team's taking a
True.
gamble, and what happened? Brian Ching went to Montreal,
Yeah.
and Brian Ching complained and complained and complained. And what happened then? Montreal got a hell of a deal sending Brian Ching back to Houston.
But you got to know, Jason Kreis already has this game plan. So being number 1
That's
in
the
that,
thing. Jason Kreis I argue that Jason Kreis knew exactly what he was doing.
yeah,
Mhm.
because allocation order, okay, they might not use it, but that is the best bargaining chip to have in MLS.
Mhm.
Because he could even trade that away.
because and that honestly, that is true. Seeing as how LA tried to get Sasha Kljestan,
Yep.
and they basically got screwed out of it
I almost
because
said a strong goal already.
out of what?
Nothing. Don't worry about
it.
Alcoholic drink X.
Like
They-
the random computer company X.
Exactly. They got screwed out of things. So allocation is a very big bargaining tool. I agree. I don't know. In my opinion, I feel Orlando is very smart on what they're doing.
I'd say it's 50-50.
Yeah.
I think both of them got exactly what each team needed for their best scenario.
I think Orlando having the USL NASL priority pick is really good for their kind of style.
Well, especially from where they're coming from.
Exactly.
Because they can pick up. I mean, they know. There's no other team that you could say knows those leagues better than Orlando.
And Kreis is starting this team as an MLS team from square one. There was nothing before this.
Yeah.
No New York FC before this happened. So they're coming from a very dead position. And so that DP slot, he's going to round out his DPs. And then he's going to get the allocation.
Mm-hmm.
And we're talking New York FC. We're talking
We're talking City. City.
City.
City. City.
We know they're going to get another amazing DP.
I still vote New York Red Bulls change their name to the New Jersey Red Bulls.
They should just go back to being the Metro Stars, in my opinion.
So it's the Metro Stars team, so you can't do that.
All right, let's get past this.
Okay.
One last thing on
Okay.
this whole thing, since we said USL. Sorry.
Well,
Swan.
No. I just tweeted
Swan's
that.
going to kill himself.
Since we said
Just tweet my
USL
bad.
and stuff like that, shout out to Sacramento Republic. They're in the final, first year
Yes.
a team going against the Harrisburg Islanders.
Tickets, and I have an inside source on this, sold out in 30 seconds.
Yeah, and
Yes.
on Facebook,
Yes.
the TBB
They're auctioning off too, aren't they?
No, they're not auctioning off.
Or not
They've got
auctioning,
3 sets of 2.
Yep.
Oh,
If someone gets a tattoo with the Supporter Shield logo,
Tower Battalion,
They-
Battalion Brigade or something like
Tower Bridge Battalion.
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
They
something
get
like
2
that.
tickets for free if they get a tattoo.
You get a
of
tattoo of the
do it.
crest.
Wouldn't do it.
It'd be a hell of a story if they won.
Wouldn't do it.
It would. It would be.
Yeah.
helpful.
If
I
they
wouldn't
won,
do
what
it.
if they
If they-
lost?
if they-
What if they lost?
You look like the guy who got the Houston Texans
Oh,
2014 Super Bowl championship and
Yes.
then lost 14 games straight to end and got the #1 pick in this draft.
And what
Oh.
happened to
David
Clowney?
Clowney, he
He's
went out with an
injured.
injury.
All right, we're not
Football
talking football.
podcast.
We're not talking hand egg. We're talking football. Real
Roll Tide.
football. Real.
Roll Tide.
Really get out. In other news for Sacramento FC, they're coming to Salt Lake soon. If anyone from Sacramento sees this, hit us up.
Yeah.
We'd like to hang out, especially with you guys coming as not being an MLS team. I think we'll be nicer to you than even the people we like from MLS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll still buy you beer,
We will.
Yep.
And we expect you to buy
Or
us
milk.
beer. But
and
we're
we'll
lazy.
tell you not to go talk to SCU.
Let's not do that. Let's not do that.
No. That
You get to
opinion,
go home.
That opinion is not endorsed by the other members of Passively Offside.
You get to go home.
That is a.
We'll make sure that you have a safe and enjoyable time.
There you go. So that's all you have to
Home
say.
safe.
God,
That's
you're
it.
such a jerk.
Let's
All
move
right.
on.
Let's actually be homers again.
Yay!
Real
Oh,
Salt Lake
I
is
don't
looking
know. That's
really
not
good
good.
at the end of the season.
Mm.
Yes.
Kind of destroyed. So okay, this is my favorite. This is my favorite way to introduce this game. We were at that game.
yes, we
yes.
were.
You weren't because you suck. Colorado scores first.
Oh,
We're all in the
on
south
that
end.
heck
We're
of a
like,
goal.
oh, a great goal.
If,
yeah.
that,
Oh, it
if
was
that's
an
how we're going to
amazing
get
goal.
scored on, then fine.
It was our goal of the week.
Yeah, it
It was
was.
our goal.
I still don't think it should be goal of the week because I think 90% of that goal was Nicky's fault. He didn't move. I could have saved that
Did
goal
you
at roll.
see
You wouldn't have
the
seen
bend
that.
on that?
Oh
It
my
goes
God.
around and
I
then
thought
comes back
I thought
out.
it was going out.
I thought it was going out.
Either
And
way.
I bet
Well,
that's
then
what
you
Nicky
would've
too.
just
And then all of a
stood
sudden
there.
it knuckled, and you're like,
Well, if you watch it again, Nick Romano just stands there until the last second, then goes down for it. And I think that's what really bothered me about it at the time, because from our perspective, which was right behind, we were right behind,
corner. The opposite corner.
but we
'Cause
were
it
right
went-
behind
it
Nicky
went
for
back
that, weren't
left.
we?
no.
We went
Or was he on the
back
other
He was
side?
on the
He
other
was on
side.
north first. He's usually on north first.
No, it was scored on the south end though.
That's what I thought.
It was scored on the south end.
I'm pretty sure it was scored on
I
the
can
south
tell
end.
you right
Anyway,
now.
I'm pretty sure it was scored
Okay.
on the south end, and we were all standing in the south end and just watched it kind of trickle in.
It
didn't really trickle
It
in.
appeared to trickle
It
in from
appeared
our
to trickle in from our
perspective.
perspective. That's why I was so mad, and that's why I don't think that was goal of the week, but I think I have a bias on that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Anyway, get the first goal. Looking
Yeah.
back at it, great goal.
Yeah.
We're all
20th minute.
defeated. We've already won the Rocky Mountain Cup. You know, it's already home in its rightful place.
Yep.
But can't lose to Colorado.
No.
Not after what we did to them at home.
No.
Plus, we won the Supporter Shield.
Plus, we want to
Yeah.
support you. We have to win this game, right? That's what our
Mhm.
thoughts are. Okay.
Yep.
And then they score 5.
Joe Nasco.
They
happened.
scored 3 in the span of 3 minutes, which was the fastest in club history.
Yep.
Fastest 3 goals in club history, which I was telling somebody they had their phone out and they scored the first goal. I said, you have to keep your phone out because they scored.
I wonder who that was.
Yeah, and they were finishing texting somebody.
Who has a phone out all the time?
I know, right?
I think
So-
it's someone who is supposed to tweet at us and is
Something
just
like
way
that.
too lazy to do that. Not even watching, I bet.
Prez.
Either way.
You're going to have a conversation.
This is your life
Either way.
now.
Either way.
Wow. Continue, please.
Scored the next 2 goals. It was amazing. I walked away because I was like, oh, it's like the 43rd minute. I'll beat the crowds to go get another drink. And then I hear the stadium erupt, and I'm like, oh man,
I was wondering
that
what
was
happened
when
to you.
that was when Joe Nasco went striker and scored for him.
Yeah, Joe
Yeah.
Nasco went all out.
He was like, I want a piece of this action and kicked the ball.
He
in
was
the net.
MVP for RSL.
Yes,
Yeah.
he was.
Joe
Man of the match.
Nasco has as many goals for RSL as Robbie Finley does.
When you put it that way.
Hashtag club legend.
Don't do that. That's so
Oh.
depressing. Oh my god.
You felt so bad for him after the game.
Oh man, I actually did because, like I said a couple weeks ago, I like Joe Nasco.
Yeah.
I liked him when he played the first time. I liked him after he got his red card, and I still like him because he scored for Real Salt Lake. I like Joe Nasco, and I just felt so bad.
Honestly, after the 4th goal, though, I'm just sitting there and I'm just like,
Colorado, you put a cop in goal.
yeah.
They're
And
gonna-
sometimes cops can't catch anything.
Ooh.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
We're gonna watch cops.
We're gonna
later,
watch
aren't we?
cops. later.
Yes.
This show is filmed with men and women of law enforcement.
All suspects are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Except for Joe Nasco.
Yeah.
I need Simon Borg to do that last bit.
Oh yeah.
In a court of law. If you look at the rules of the game.
I'm sorry, I hate being screamed at. So
All right, moving on.
I watched Instant Replay the other day and I just got so angry.
I like voluntarily opening a video to get yelled at. It's like being in the worst relationship ever.
it's
All right.
It's like sometimes I want to hear what he has to say,
But I don't want him
wanna
to
be
yelling at me.
screamed at.
Just turn the volume all the way down.
Very loud whisper.
All right.
We're not looking at Alvin the Chipmunk.
We're never going to finish this show. Okay. Something about Seattle. They're losing a lot.
Losing a lot.
Yes.
it's
Seattle
their
is
back-
losing a
It's
lot.
their back-to-back games.
It's 2 games. I don't think it's
It's a
anything to worry
lot
about.
for the leader of the supporter shield to be losing, and they lost all of their momentum. They were way out ahead of the Western
Who do they-
Conference.
Who do they play this week?
They played Dallas last night and got beat.
Are you asking who they play coming up?
Yeah.
I'm way too far ahead.
Probably
for that.
Chivas.
Dude, exactly.
They do
Wait.
play Chivas.
They do play
Oh
Chivas.
my God, it's
Oh, God.
I had a feeling it was Chivas. but it
Yeah,
wasn't.
that's why they lost. Like, oh, don't worry about momentum. We're playing.
No, it's cool. We'll
Chivas.
get 3 points.
No,
on
no, it
Saturday.
doesn't matter. They're now tied with LA and just barely ahead in supporter shield ranking.
But
Who's LA playing?
Energy Drink FC
Energy
on
Drink
Sunday
FC.
night.
LA has a harder season.
But
Yeah.
it's in LA. It's in LA, so
Yeah.
And then after,
Chivas is in Seattle. If
it's gonna
Seattle loses to Chivas,
it's gonna be another women's national team versus Mexico. Ocho Acero.
Oh. And then last time that they played, though, Seattle did win 4-2, but Chivas scored 2 on them.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
without Eric Torres and without Colorado Bocanegra.
You look at weird games that they have. Remember against Colorado, Colorado held them to 1.
Only for them to get blown down 6-0 the next game by the Galaxy.
Well, to be honest,
That's
though,
what I'm talking about, though.
Seattle's
Like,
on the down. They're probably honestly thinking what everyone else is thinking. Oh, it's Chivas. We're gonna just
I hope they lose. I
Oh,
hope
if they get
lose.
punched in the mouth in Seattle,
Yeah.
that would be
Oh, my
ridiculous. Oh.
It's not that I don't like Seattle. It's just that they were so far ahead that seeing them just destroyed over the last
I
couple of
believe it
weeks,
was a 15-point
amazing.
lead at one point.
It was up
it
there.
was way up there.
Well, the season is a marathon, not a sprint. And I think
It's
they're
the classic
figuring
sea choke.
that out.
Mm-hmm.
You had to get that one in, didn't you?
I did.
You
Yeah,
had, I
you
said
had to get that
you
jab.
opened your notes to make sure it was in there, so you knew what to say.
I know.
I wasn't going to say it.
Yep.
I was going to say
It's
it.
stupid.
I know.
It's 5 years in a row now.
It is. It is. They keep doing it.
But
But I will say, I have
got the
not
Open
seen
Cup.
this. I have not seen them. The
US
Open Cup.
Open
They have the
doesn't count.
Open Cup like every year. They can have the Open Cup. Do you know how many times they've won the Open Cup? Who
I
cares?
saw a
Fourth
graphic. It
time.
was just like a brick of Seattle Sounders.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
They lost for the
Whatever.
last 2 years, and then 4 years before that, it was all Seattle.
Whatever.
Anyway,
It happens.
I forgot what I was saying.
Sorry, bro.
You upset me with the Open Cup.
That happens, man.
No, well, so Seattle, I feel like, is in a different position than normal. They are still doing the sea choke, but they're at the top, and they're not always up there.
No.
Mhm.
And I will say, LA is not often as high as they are right now. Because LA is one of those teams that over the last couple of years have always made the playoffs, but have been kind of lower on the
Yeah, I know.
table.
2011, they made the playoffs in 4th position, and 2012, they made the playoffs in 5th. And both years, they won the trophy. Actually, no, I'm wrong. 2011, they won the Sport Shield.
Good for you.
Anywho's it?
Mm.
Seattle, keep losing.
Yep.
Because, I mean, it's not even that I dislike Seattle. It's not even that I'm an RSL fan. It's just they were so far ahead that seeing them not get the cup, and I don't want to treble.
Don't want the trouble.
Don't want
I
to
just
trouble.
like seeing teams with that much talent,
Start to
So
fail.
like Toronto.
Obi and
Oh,
Clint
man.
can't carry that team.
Nope.
And Stephen Fry has not been playing well.
No.
He sits on his head half of the time.
Is that why his hair looks so messed up?
Well, that's the problem, though. Like, for half of the game, he's standing on his head, and then the other half of the game, he's letting goals in, and they're losing the last couple of weeks. But he's made some amazing saves.
Well, to his credit, that first goal last night was ridiculous.
Well,
So
what are you gonna do?
And then letting Blas Perez score. I'm not. I hate Blas Perez.
it happens.
You brought up Toronto a second ago, mentioning it.
Yeah.
Greg Vanny's Toronto is looking pretty good.
Looking better.
It was against Chivas.
They're dead. Well, I mean, for the record, the guy that made the notes is now arguing with his own point. Okay, I didn't write this crap. He did.
I just made discussion points
Making
that we
your
can
own
argue
counterpoint.
about.
Yeah,
You
bro.
said they're looking good. That was
They
your
are.
opinion.
They are looking good.
They are like it was against Chivas. Great, whatever. Chivas, they're a hit or miss team. Okay, you can't always say that's a win. You know, we joke about Real Salt Lake playing Chivas twice. That's not a guaranteed win.
Correct.
You know, he's still got to work for that.
And Greg Vanny is actually playing Michael Bradley where he needs to be playing.
Greg Vanny started like crap. They were doing.
They expected him to win his first game, which
Wow.
is
Yeah.
stupid.
That's not gonna happen.
But
And
it's this team is not going to take shape to what he is going to preach until next year.
Well, the timing was all.
Yeah.
oh, it's horrible.
Yeah.
And
They were already losing.
Hey, here, we're going to hire you as coach. You're 2 points off of the playoffs. Make the playoffs.
Yeah.
and
With, like, 10 games
our
remaining.
highest paid player, he's injured. Go get him.
Jermaine.
Go get him.
Jermaine.
It's a
How
bloody
long
big
is he
deal.
been hurt now? How long is he out?
He's coming back for LA, not
Okay.
this week. Next week. He'll be
Okay.
back.
Good. I miss seeing him play.
Mhm.
Well, that's honestly like when you watch Toronto, you're like, finish the play. Oh, that's right. You don't have forwards. Oh,
That's right. You
Yeah,
don't have
it's
him
cool.
anymore.
Nope.
We'll say Gilberto's little back heel pass. Gilberto. His little back heel
Gotta
pass
roll
for that
that.
first for his first goal, for that first goal. That was
Mhm.
class.
Yeah.
So
I would go back to Ned Grabavoy about that then.
that's true.
That
That was a
made
pretty
great little.
Boop.
That's why I voted for that for goal of the week, because Plata set that up. Grabavoy with a great back heel. Plata scores it.
Just finish his run. That's what happened.
Girl.
Also, congrats,
Mhm.
Plata, for making 24 under 24.
Yes,
Yes.
we didn't mention that.
Great segue.
You brought that up in the
That
chat
off the
earlier,
list.
but we didn't actually put it in the notes. So
No.
I know that Real Salt Lake has 3.
Yep.
We've got Gil, Plata,
Salcedo.
Gomez.
Gomez. Yeah.
Was it Gomez?
Yes. Olmes Garcia.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
under
yeah,
24.
You're right. Yes.
But we don't know anyone else.
DeAndre
yeah.
Yedlin,
DeAndre Yedlin,
number
number
one.
one.
DeAndre Yedlin, number 1, and Kubo Torres. Was
I didn't mean we don't know
number
anyone
2.
else. I mean we don't have the whole list.
Yeah.
Fine.
Kubo Torres was number 2.
Yeah.
Number 3, don't know. Number 4 was Giassi Zardes.
And number 5
Third.
is from no, Revolution. Fagundes.
Oh,
Mm,
Diego
I can see
Fagundes
that.
has been his potential's always been pretty
he's
high.
19.
Yeah.
Oh, what have I done with my life then? Jeez.
Right? When you look back and you're like,
Bill
oh,
Hamid's up there too. I think he's top 10. Bill Hamid.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Because we're doing this.
Okay.
fine.
Yedlin, Torres,
Fabian.
Castillo,
Edgar
Zardes.
Castillo?
No, Fabian.
Oh,
Castillo.
Fabian.
Fabian
I've
Castillo.
seen
I'm
that.
just-
I've seen
Yeah.
that. They're-
Yes.
they're-
Yeah. Fagundes is 5. Diaz, Mario Diaz 6. Joao Plata at 7. Gil at 8. Will Trapp from Columbus Crew at
Great
9.
player.
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Bill Hamid at 10.
There you go.
Keeper.
Yeah.
Well, Hamid is amazing.
He's a great.
Mhm. And he was one of the.
He's
was
the second best keeper in the MLS.
Well, and he came up through their academy system, so
Yeah.
I think that's great.
He will be a U.S. men's keeper.
Oh,
Oh,
absolutely.
easily.
It'll take a little while, but
Oh, well, yeah.
he's too young.
He's under 24. Yeah, he's
Mhm.
still got 8
He's
years.
got ages.
Dylan Powers, Colorado Rapids at 11. Mane.
Kakuta Mane.
Kakuta Mane.
Mane. Whitecaps at 12.
Fun fact: Kakuta Mane is ranked at a 94 in speed in FIFA
Woohoo!
15. He is above Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi when it comes to speed.
Wow.
Wow, good for him.
Okugo from the Union, 13. Farrell, Revolution at 14. Laba, Whitecaps, 15.
Mateus Laba.
Rowe,
Halen Rowe.
Oh.
Emily.
Oh.
at 16 from the Revolution.
They're not relevant.
Harry Ship, Chicago Fire at 17. Perry Kitchen.
Love Perry
I
Kitchen.
love Perry
Mhm.
Kitchen.
Ah,
You really got to love that guy.
Good kid.
DC United.
Shane O'Neill at 19. Deshaun Brown at 20. Olmes Garcia at 21.
Told you.
Kofi, 22. Who is the? I don't even know who that is.
Tesho Akindele.
Tesho Akindele, the FC Dallas.
FC Dallas,
bro.
I just
Canadian-
didn't recognize. Oh, okay.
Canadian
Jesus.
team.
Did not
prospect.
recognize his name for a second.
Yeah.
Wow, I am sorry.
Can we get Sandborg to scream it at you? Maybe you'll recognize it. And number
Tesho
24,
Russell
Akindele.
Russell Tilbur from the Whitecaps. Whitecaps have a lot of people on here.
There's
Yeah.
a lot from the East, but you know what the best thing about this? Those are such good prospects for the U.S. team.
Really, there are a
Can
lot.
I be a little bit of a homer?
Yeah.
Okay. Half.
Oh,
Don't.
Love you guys.
Not today.
You guys are the best. Many of the young prospects that the LA Galaxy have aren't on the first team because LA Galaxy has the USL Pro team. Jamie,
you mean LA Dose?
Bradford Jameson the
Los.
fourth. Jose Villarreal, his brother, the other
so
Villarreal.
the brother would have made this? Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying they would have made it. I'm just saying if they would have, if this 24 out of 24 is going out of prospects, obviously Yedlin's up there because he just moved to Cheltenham. So
Yeah.
that was it. That was my homerism.
All right, let's talk about the Shield predictions. It's a tight race, mostly on the West. Let me bring up the Sports Shield race right now. I'll even up my brightness so I look funny on camera.
Yeah.
Boris.
If LA can pull at least 4 points out of the 6 against Seattle Sounders, so win one, draw one, LA wins it. If that doesn't happen, Seattle will take it.
Full homer status RSL.
Full homer status RSL.
Full homer status RSL.
Yeah,
Yes!
you've been outvoted.
Really, that is mostly just us
Yeah.
being homers. But additionally,
Well, no, not
Salt Lake is only 5
Yeah.
points behind.
And
My
we
big
don't
thing,
exactly have
though,
the toughest
and the
schedule
reason
going
I
forward.
say RSL is the schedule.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And again, if Seattle and LA each lose a game,
Or
I'm sorry,
tie.
lose or tie a game, and Real Salt Lake wins 2.
Let's be
Flip-flop,
honest.
flip-flop,
We
flip-flop.
really don't think LA and Seattle are going to probably lose to anyone but LA and Seattle.
Mhm.
What we need are ties. If they tie
Yeah, they need
one,
draws. Yeah.
if they pull up the standings again, so
Yeah,
it's 454. So yeah, so
Hopefully
they'd
they
have
we
to
need to win
goal
2.
differential.
They would each need a
Two
tie.
ties.
2 ties.
They would each need to draw or lose 2 games, and Real Salt Lake needs to win 2, and then Real Salt Lake's above.
Just hope it doesn't come down to goal differential
They need
because
a tie
LA
three.
is so far ahead on goal differential. I thought it was a
2 ties
typo
is
for a
only 4
minute.
points.
Right.
But
Need a
that's
tie
6-0.
Sorry, they need to tie 3 each
Oh, yeah.
because they still get a point for that.
Honestly, I'd rather it be LA or RSL. I don't want Seattle winning the Shield.
I really don't.
They don't need the trouble.
Honestly, I'm okay with everyone losing and DC winning the Shield. I really am.
I actually would love that.
I'm okay with that.
Started from the bottom, now to here.
Ben Olsen, coach of the
I
year.
did that.
We don't,
I
we don't
will
have
I
that.
draked
agree
it.
on
We don't
that
have
one.
the rights to that song.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Ben Olsen, coach of the year on my part. This year.
It's time for everyone's favorite part of the show, predictions.
And we lose any viewers that we have.
Everybody's
I'm
on
gonna do you first. Seattle versus Chivas.
He said, "Do you?"
What? Seattle versus Chivas.
Seattle.
Vote for Chivas. Do it.
I already put down my predictions. Seattle.
Vancouver versus RSL.
in chat.
Oh, RSL.
Columbus, Montreal.
Columbus. That was easy.
Splenda, Sporting versus New England.
Ooh, I think I put Sporting. I think we put Sporting.
By the way, I would like to point this out because I'm making it official. My strategy for not losing is to just do everything Splenda does for the next 4 weeks. And it's a valid,
It's a strategy.
it's a strategy.
Not very sporting of you, but it's a strategy.
No, it's not supporting me at all, and I apologize that you have to lose because of it.
Whatever. I'm a good sport about
Next season, I'm just going to do everything Boris does.
it. We should just all call me Boris.
We should all do the same. That'd be boring.
Anyway.
Okay. Toronto PDX.
Ooh, I think we all gave it to Portland.
I hope Portland wins that. They
Yeah,
deserve
that'd
that
be
one.
Great.
DC Philly.
DC.
And Boris, you have your own.
Yeah. Colorado, San Jose. That's a draw.
He's not supposed to have that, by the way. He's being a butt.
No, I'm doing that as a draw.
No, your
I'll-
phone.
Yeah.
I'll turn it off if you want me.
Yeah,
It's
turn it
okay.
off.
Oh my
I'd
god!
like
to
to
just show them
let's
it's over.
finish
Let's
this
just
out.
finish
Let's
this
just
out.
finish it out. Can we please?
Houston, Chicago.
Houston, Chicago, draw.
Homer status versus New York.
Energy.
Energy
Homer.
Drink FC.
LA.
You going Homer status? Okay.
LA.
That's it.
Yep.
We did it.
We got
We
through the
got
show.
out of here.
And I almost had us on time, but we talked way too much.
We went so
Wait, no, I think we
long.
started a little late. We're okay. Let's finish
Yeah.
this up. Thank you all for joining us. Again, join us on Facebook at facebook.com/passively-offside, on Twitter at passively_off, and email us at passively-offside@gmail.com. And we
Absolutely.
will see you next week for the Passively
Keep
Offside
going.
team. I'm Don Garber. Good night. I don't have that up yet. Just play the music. It's okay.
It's going.
I don't have it up.